Neymar is one of the players who hasn't had a lot of luck in recent months. Besides the numerous injuries and breaks from playing, the Brazilian can't really settle in Paris. Neymar is also perceived as a player who dives all the time, even if he feels just the slightest contact with an opponent. So have you ever wondered why exactly he does that? Well, in today's episode, we're going to try and answer the question, why does Neymar dive? So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So, if you cast your mind back to the FIFA World Cup in 2018, then most fans around the globe will probably remember Neymar theatrically rolling around the pitch. During that time, the Brazilian started being recognised as the most obnoxious diver in the world. This resulted in a ton of memes as well as video compilations. So, does Neymar have any excuse for his actions? Well, the PSG player has tried to explain himself to fellow Brazilian star R9 Ronaldo. The retired football legend started the conversation with the 27-year-old with these words: "Your playstyle is often regarded as controversial. Earlier, your father told me that you act this way to avoid injuries. He also emphasised that you have always been thinner than the other players. So falling onto the pitch was the best defence mechanism available. People will say whatever they want." Neymar confirmed this sentiment by saying, "If I didn't do that, I would get much more injuries, and that you need to find a way to protect yourself because nobody will do that for you." Neymar is a player who loves dribbling and one-on-one duels, often seen to humiliate his opponents and leave them frustrated, meaning that his opponents can often break the rules to get back at him. This playstyle is extremely risky, especially for a player who's prone to injuries. These health problems have made him miss out on some really important games in his career. None bigger than the World Cup semi-final in Brazil, or the recent Champions League knockout stage matches. The list goes on and on. On one hand, the Brazilian's approach is difficult to understand, as a world-class player like himself should be able to handle his opponent's aggression. But on the other hand, Neymar's unimpressive physique leaves him vulnerable, and diving is the only way to defend himself, especially against over-eager opponents. But football stars are still people, and they really have to care about their health. And it's worth mentioning that it's Neymar's own dribbling-focused playstyle that leads to a lot of tackles by the reckless defenders. The Brazilian has gone on record as to state that League One is more aggressive than the Spanish La Liga, and that this may be one of the reasons for his frequent injuries. But when all said and done, we can only wish the Brazilian a healthy and successful career. So let's hope that he's able to avoid his injuries in future. With that said, maybe instead of mocking Neymar, let us sometimes consider how ruthlessly and harshly he's been treated by his opponents. So that wraps up our video on why Neymar dives. And remember, we're inviting all football fans to join the free browser game footballteamgame.com. The link is in the description. Apart from that, thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.